Hello, everybody. I'm Walter Hooper, WA Hooper Marketing. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Minds Meet. We're trying to live our best lives, right? Spring's about to be here, hopefully, fingers crossed. So, with that being said, I have a very special guest here today with me. We connected through a networking group. I think we've known about each other, but we never really got the chance to sit down and chat and connect and share stories and experiences. So I have here today Hollie Gyarmati. So hello, Hollie. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Walter. Super excited.
So Hollie, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what it is you do and your story?
Yeah, well, okay. We don't have hours, but just in short, because I'll go on and on. But I'm an interior designer. I've been an interior designer my entire life and professionally for almost 25 years. But I'm also a mom of 5 and an author, and I love to help people simplify their everyday life. So I do a little bit of everything.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. How did you get into interior design? Let's start there. What inspired you to go down that path?
Oh, well, I mean, once I became a designer, I was able to trace back to my very earliest memories of being a little girl. I mean, right back to 3 years old, where I just always had this infatuation with the space I was in and how it impacted how I felt. And so, I have a lot of childhood memories where, I was at a friend's house staying the night and their bedroom was all cluttered. And I spent an entire Saturday rearranging and cleaning and making their space the way I thought that they could be happier within it. And of course, when you say that as a 7-year-old, like my friends thought I was nuts. I'm like, look at your room now. How does it make you feel? And they're just kind of standing there like, yeah, we'd rather be out swinging. But I was very artistic as a child, and I started drawing floor plans when I was in 5th grade. My grandpa showed me my first floor plan. And when I discovered that you could create anything in your mind and put it on paper, I just started drawing floor plans. Like that was my outlet. And then it wasn't until I was in high school that I even learned that design was a career choice. This was before the internet and before we had Google at our fingertips. So I thought I was going to be an architect or maybe a graphic designer. And interior design, when I learned about it, I just knew right away. I'm like, this is the career that I've been training for my entire life. So there you go.
Awesome. What a story.
I'm a really lucky person to have loved something my entire life, because I see, with my own kids now that are teenagers, it can be challenging to figure out what your career path will be. So
Right. I want to get right into, because this is Marketing Minds Meet. So we talk about all things marketing. Yeah, obviously, we don't want to, have you give away all your secrets. But one of the things that I have noticed on your campaign is you have a phrase, you have a tagline: making busy beautiful. Tell me more about that. How that was, what inspired that, and how that has become synonymous with your brand.
Yeah. In 2014, I really didn't jump onto social media until 2014. And so when I connected, it was because I was part of a national design group where we were doing charity makeovers. And anything I've ever posted on social media has always been very much because I'm a designer and focused on my brand. And in 2015, I discovered I really thought through what could my tagline be that describes who I am as a person and how I live my everyday life. And so I came up with making busy beautiful, because I relate, it just really encapsulates
Yes.
how I am as a person, how I am as a mom, and how, I have always, in my personal story, I've always had way more on my plate than what I naturally would find just okay to be handling, with 5 kids and, and also a big house, 5 kids, a big family, wearing many hats and maybe not having the resources that I needed at the time. So making busy beautiful, it all comes down to finding gratitude in everyday life and waking up with that mindset of being grateful and making the most of what you have. And also having a vision of where you're going and what makes you, what makes you tick, what's your purpose, and finding and just having great days. So it's about feeling happy.
Awesome. No, I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, because I noticed that because when it comes to any form of marketing, if you have some sort of, identity, I think that that's key. So seeing that all over um on your platform, I think really helps you stand out in a good way. Also, I've noticed the start your day with something beautiful. What inspired that to become part of your company identity?
Yeah, it's funny because making busy beautiful is part of my book title. It is also kind of my mindset. So when I'm speaking to a group, I just call it my making busy beautiful mindset, and that mindset of gratitude and staying working with what you have. And but start your day with something beautiful was my way back in 2015 or 2016. I think I started that as well, where I thought, what can I, at the time I don't have a huge design portfolio with all these professional images, but I love looking at Instagram and following and being inspired by other designers and artists of any type. I just, I find a lot of joy in that. And so I started posting images that I was really inspired by. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to share these. And so I just thought, okay, start your day with something beautiful. That's going to be my thing and part of my morning routine. And so as often as I can, I try to share those images. And it's been so rewarding over the years to run into people or meet people that have followed me on social media where it's not the kind of post where people are responding all the time, or maybe they don't get a ton of likes. However, I know that people are seeing them because they're talking about it when they meet me.
Hmm.
Oh, start your, it's inspiring people. I just had someone last week say, I love seeing that post every day. Don't ever stop. Like it just brings so much positivity to my day. And I was just kind of shocked. I thought, okay, well then I'm going to keep on. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know for a fact I see it on a daily basis. Obviously because we're connected on social
Yeah.
media, and it's something that that I see right away, and oh yeah, that's a Holly post. That's part of Holly's, campaign. So that I think right there is a big win. And what you just said too, having people come up to you and say, "Oh yeah, you're the one that does the start your day with something beautiful," that really helps inspire me and motivate.
Yeah.
That's got to feel good, right? Like,
It does, because so much of what I see in my future is not really practicing interior design, but it's really more about sharing. I've been through a lot of hardship and I've experienced a lot of trying times, and it's about inspiring others and teaching others what I've learned, and maybe just giving people a new, fresh approach to how they feel in their space and how they feel about how they look and how they're taking care of themselves and self-care, and just finding happiness and joy even in the midst of a storm.
mhm,
So yeah, it feels good to see the consistency of a social media campaign where it's about just doing the same thing every day and sticking with it, because then the right people and the people you're meant to connect with, they always come your way.
absolutely, 1000%. So going off of that, for you, what has been your biggest success within your marketing campaign? Has it been people recognizing the start your day with something beautiful, then they want to learn more about you and what you do? Or is it the is it the making busy beautiful? Is it a combination of the two? What would you say has been your biggest opportunities that you've seen throughout your campaign that has brought you new business and new clients?
Yeah. For me, it's not really so much about clients, but I've been able to connect with phenomenal people, entrepreneurs, through my social media campaign on Instagram. That has been, and especially during the pandemic, when we were all quarantined, what I did, I self-published my book, which is a memoir, and I self-published it in 2019. When we were all quarantined, I thought, you know what, I'm going to reach out to the people, all the people that are inspiring me every day on social media. I'm going to reach out to them and just see if they're interested in a free copy of my book, just to connect with them. And it turned out that, you know, I built really great relationships through my Instagram friends, mostly local here in Detroit, but other business owners, where there's just a level of mutual respect. And through those relationships, I have, you know, a ton of benefits, you know, where they've sent people my way. I've gotten business from them, some really great clients, but also there's always that energy. It's, for me, it's more about surrounding myself with the right people and people who are at higher levels of where I want to be, but also that I can, where we can share energy with each other and positivity. And that is where I see the, you know, that's for sure, like my biggest kind of social media campaign success is just connecting with amazing people.
Yeah. I mean, the power, I mean, that's why the word social is in it. You know, there's a reason why it's called social media. And I think a lot of people, I don't know if you see this, but I feel like a lot of people are kind of losing that aspect of it, and it's becoming a little bit more combative, which I don't like.
Sure.
But I think with what you're doing, I think people and individuals like yourself that help bring back that good, I call it the good energy, the good vibes.
Yes.
In that, I think that helps kind of balance, bring balance to the order that is social media. So so props to you. I see it, you know, when I scroll by and I see your feed, I go, yep. You know, it's just good. I don't know. I enjoy it. When you were not busy, I shouldn't say busy because I know certain people don't like that word. You know who you are.
Oh, I know, right?
When you are not being productive and being the best that you can be in your career, what are some hobbies and or activities that Hollie Gyarmati enjoys in her free time?
Oh, you know, my kids, I have 5 kids. I have 2 sets of twins, 4 girls, 1 boy, between the ages of almost 13 and just turned 17. And when I try to spend as much time with them doing the things that they're interested in, you know, right now, they're at a time where they don't all need me like they used to. And so something that I really love when the weather warms up, my girls and I especially, we try to take evening walks after dinner. So
Oh,
getting
nice.
outside and just, you know, just slowing down and spending time with my kids. I love to go to the gym. We've talked about that.
Yes, we have.
We've motivated each other with that.
Yeah, you really have.
Yeah. And I try to, you know, I love watching a good show on Netflix, or, you know, reading a good book, or you know, I have a really tight relationship with a few friends and my mom and dad, and spending time with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like all of that, and especially the gym thing. You have inspired me to get back. Well, not only just get on the treadmill more often, but to raise the bar with it.
Push a little.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was because of a couple of your stories that I saw. I was able to surpass the 6-mile run.
That was so awesome when I saw that.
I was like,
I was cheering you on. I'm like, oh, Walter, that's awesome.
yeah, and it feels good. Like it feels
It
good.
does.
Like it's good for you. I know some people think running is just the absolute purest of evil, but I say nay. Give it a shot. Start off slow, and then just build your way up. I don't know if you are familiar with the future of what social media could look like, and even just the future of marketing, but this is a hot topic right now, the metaverse. or virtual reality? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but have you given any thought to what that might mean as far as your business evolution goes? So, let's say there is someone that buys a piece of property and then they decide to build a virtual establishment, whether it's residential or commercial, then there might be the opportunity to design or decorate the inside of their virtual place of residence or commercial business. Is that something you have thought about or kind of looked into as far as evolving your company and you as a business owner?
No, not at all. I mean, you hearing it, this is coming from you. Like, I'm hearing about it and I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, even though I'm a designer, as you're speaking, I just feel myself like I look at myself so much more as like a cheerleader to help people feel good in their space.
Mm-hmm.
So even though interior design, but as you're describing this, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, just like to be a consultant to help people in these virtual spaces
Mm-hmm.
feel their best in
Yep.
whatever capacity that might be. I would love to have a part of that, but I would need a leader.
Well, it's very possible. Because that's where we're headed, right? I know right now the first Meta company that is Facebook. They're under a little bit of scrutiny. They've lost some stock shares, and they've they've had some rocky patches, let's call it.
Yeah.
But I know Apple, our beloved Apple, which is what we're using right now to utilize this this podcast and this chat, they're in the works of creating their own metaverse. My guess is going to be called Appleverse. That's just an educated guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like once that drops, I feel like that could be what the iPhone was for technology back in 2007. It was a game changer, and I think yes, we have the blueprint right now with the Oculus Quest 2 goggles and Zuckerberg's metaverse. But I think once Apple, because here's the thing, I think Apple does a phenomenal job with taking their time and putting a lot of their knowledge and resources to the craft. I think the Appleverse could be the plunge that people will finally be able to take in good faith into that realm. So I definitely think there is an opportunity for you to help people feel their best in their virtual spaces. I think, and the beauty of it is the possibilities are endless.
It's mind-blowing. I'll meet you on the diving board.
Hey, listen. Hey, it's always good to have that person to jump off the diving board with.
It sounds incredible. I'm always wanting to learn.
Yes, absolutely.
And technology is not my strong point, so I look to my younger peers to help along.
Well, it's like I said, it's an exciting time, and I'm constantly doing research on it, reading up on it, because especially in the marketing field, that is it's either it's truly an adapt or die. So with that being said, how can people reach out to you if they want to learn more about your services? Is there a contact info that you can give out? Is there a website? Plug all your social media. Go. Like, I want to hear it all.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, first of all, I'll show you just because I have a copy of it right here. This is my book.
Yep.
It's called The Mother of All Makeovers, and it is my story. It covers about a decade of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's available on Amazon and Audible.
I do have the Audible version.
Okay. And on social media, if you want, I'm at Hollie Gyarmati on Facebook and Instagram. And I would say reaching out to me via DM or private messenger on Instagram, you'll get a response. I always respond to people when they reach out. That's probably the best. And I am launching a new website. It's just not out. It's coming in March. So
Ooh.
it's floating around out there and it is live. So I won't share the name of it because it's not
Okay.
ready. but
It's
I do
okay. It's
I
okay.
do have a new website, and when, I'll be sure to share that on my social media because it's going to be everything that I want my business to be so that I can connect with the right people.
Well,
So
that's exciting. That
yeah,
is exciting.
lifestyle, I'm shifting to, design consulting, but simple lifestyle makeovers. And also speaking events and always open to sharing my knowledge with groups of people. I love to just help anyone right where they are.
Well, I definitely can say for the record, there is. I meant to say this to you, but I'm going to say it now
Yeah.
because it's a plug for both you and the event or the group. So there is a group that's kind of revived itself, we'll say, and they're I believe they're still looking for speakers into the later part of this year, and what you would talk about would very much, I think, be a great fit for this group. The owner or the founder of the group, I actually went to college with.
Okay.
So I can definitely link you two up, and I think you would be a good candidate
Oh,
to
thanks.
try out that. Yeah, and it's the demographic. I mean, anybody can attend, but I've noticed there's a lot of it's very young professional based, which I think is something that's extremely important because I think the young professionals of today need to have an understanding and an awakening to what the real world, working world is like. And what better way than to have individuals like yourself instill that knowledge, instill those experiences to them, and then they can take that away, take that knowledge with them to back to work and back even to their personal
Yeah.
growth. So that's definitely something I think
Yeah, for
we'll
sure.
we'll have to talk about once we're off the air. Holly, thank you so much. This was always a pleasure chatting
It's
with
always
you.
great. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I hope you'll have me back.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I think there's definitely, I want to say maybe summertime, fall time, because I do have some guests lined up for the upcoming months, but I definitely love to have you back and, maybe do like a check-in with you and see, your website will be launched. So that'll be
Yeah.
exciting. So we could talk about that. And then just talk about, and then I do believe we do have a mini video campaign that we're setting up here for you in March. So
Yes.
so we can definitely talk about that as well. So we do have an array of new topics to cover when you do come back because it's happening. I made the executive
This
decision.
year is off to such a great start. So many good things and so many great people, and you are one
I
of them.
yeah, well,
I
thank you, and
appreciate it.
and likewise.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, thank you again, Holly. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure chatting with you, and thank you to everyone that is tuned in. Please, like Holly said, slide into her DMs and ask about what she does. If you need that consulting for your design or just to feel better about yourself, Holly is the person to reach out and contact. So thank you. This has been another episode of Marketing Minds Meet. You can download and stream this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and you can watch this episode on our YouTube channel, WA Hooper Marketing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.